Good evening. Thank you and welcome. So today I have one word. I think today was absolutely amazing. So I do want to thank everyone for today, faculty, students, staff, everyone that put their, all they had into today. We had a group of faculty and staff that planned today. So let's give that group a big round of applause. Excellent. Let's give the students a round of applause for what you did today. Fabulous day. And thank you all for coming tonight. So tonight we're going to wrap up a great day with a great night and honor our students for your amazing work. So first, we have Frank Jones is going to run the PowerPoint for us. So Frank, tonight is in your hands. So good luck, Frank. Here we go, right? And, hey, we might mess up, but I'm going to start by probably mixing up a few of these. But first, we're going to congratulate the Fall 2025 Dean's List. So students who have achieved a Fall 2025 semester grade point average of at least 3.5 have been placed on the Dean's List and are recognized for their accomplishment. Could you please rise and be recognized? Woohoo! Awesome. Now we have our Honor Society inductees. So I'm going to begin the list of Honor Societies. Once I say your Honor Society, if you could please stand, and we're going to clap for you. And I'm estimating I will mess up at least 3 of these names, so let's see how I do. So the first is Alpha Chi. Please stand. Woo, Alpha Chi. Okay, next is Chi Alpha Sigma. Please stand. Omicron Delta Kappa. Please stand. Kappa Delta Pi. Please stand. Is there anybody? Anybody? All right. Psi Chi inductees, please stand. Okay, next we have Alpha Phi Sigma. And then Pi Sigma Alpha. Okay, Lambda Pi Eta. Delta Mu Delta. Beta Beta Beta. Or is it Tri Beta? And now we have Sigma Theta Tau. And finally, salute. And let's do one final round. Congratulations, everyone. So we'll begin with our leadership awards, and I'd like to invite Dean Andrew Morgan to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We will begin tonight with a set of leadership awards. And that's all I have to say here.
Thanks. I made him come up so I could transition easier to up here. I tried something different this year, so those of you who don't know, I usually try to wing it. It never goes great unless you're not me. Some people are like, it's great. So I wrote some stuff, and then I can't read my own handwriting. But so I'm up here to introduce a couple leadership awards. One is the Outdoor Leader of the Year Award, and the other is the Adventure Bound Member of the Year Award. These are really hard awards. We have a very talented and capable group this year, and it makes it all that more challenging to choose leaders to accept these awards. And it's also hard to be up here because I am part of a group that seems to work together. We're very team-oriented, and these are the talented folks over there who are very talented. So thank you to all of you for being an amazing group of students to work alongside. Every year I run a capstone course, and it's the Career and Exploration and Trip Planning. I run this course. I don't lead this course. The students lead this course. Of course, they have to take a wilderness medicine course and become certified. They should also learn how to cook, because not only do I want to be protected when I get injured, I also like to eat well. I also will eat anything that they cook, which is not always the best. Hence, gross eggs in the backcountry. We all pile in this van and we drive around, or we hike for 6 days. We sleep under the stars. And there's like a little anxiety that might brew, and this is where it becomes hard to decide who the leaders are. Because that anxiety is like your coffee. Sometimes it's really watered down and you just need another cup. Sometimes it's really strong and you feel the vibrations for a few hours. But we have to keep moving forward. That's the thing about leadership, and that's the thing about when you're in the backcountry. And just when you expect those really confident leaders to voice up and speak, they do, but they're not always correct and they're not always ready. But sometimes you have these really quiet, consistent leaders, and I'm always pleasantly surprised when that happens. In Outdoor Ed, I have a team. And these are also, I have a term, that I like to use. We call that the wallflowers. They're very quiet. They lead constant, steady, and measured movement. They observe. They're also kind, and they're patient. And sometimes students are great, but they also can be unassuming. The first award recipient is more aligned with what I also like to call the surfer. The surfer is someone who just rides whatever wave is kind of presented to them with really not much complaint, not much issue. They just kind of go for it. Sometimes it's a huge wave, and sometimes it's just one that brings you to shore. Whenever the student accepts a little bit of a challenge, there's this little funny laugh and then a little push-up of the glasses. And we also have an alter ego for the student. I'm noticing the student is not yet present in our audience, which is really sad. But the Adventure Bound of the Year award goes to James Morris. James is a doer. He handles all the straight talk and also is our morale boost for when things are not as wonderful as they should. But James is a great member to have on your team and can also lead when needed. All right, so James is not here. We don't know where he is. He was here a while ago. He made great pancakes with syrup. But back to the wallflower term. So the next award that I'll be introducing. So this wallflower award, leaders, like I said, they're not always loud. We just always happen to notice the loud ones because that's sometimes all we can hear. But the loud ones aren't always the best leaders. And some leaders are quiet and assured. Some leaders struggle to also find their voice. And here's what I love about what I get to do on the capstone trip. I get to see how they fully come into their leadership. I get to watch the consistency, the trust begin to build, and people kind of look towards this person because they're consistent. They begin to build their own confidence, and they make a noise that only if you're following you can hear. This person also shines with kindness and portrays an unconditional positive regard to their peers that is admirable. When you start to see and witness the confidence, you also start to see their efficacy build. This student also always shows up. And I think that's one of the things that makes this student quite amazing. When they're not supposed to, they're still there. Or when they don't have to, they're still there. Our Outdoor Leader of the Year award, who finally found her voice on capstone, is Samantha Ramon. I don't know what to do with the microphone. I'll just put it down. He's not here yet.
Hello. My name is Mike Corville. I'm an academic mentor in the mentoring program. Professor Larry Taylor believed education was about the fundamental transformation of the person. Tonight's recipient, Vic Johnson, is living proof of that. I've had the privilege of mentoring Vic for 2 years, seeing her grow through every conversation we've had in our office. In our time together, I've watched her why shift from general pursuit of her degree into making it a mission to get the most out of her college education. As a first-generation student, Vic faced a series of challenges that could have easily derailed her, including the heartbreaking loss of her mother and some tough hardships within her family. But where many would have stepped back to catch their breath, Vic chose to stay and lead. One of her nominations, there were a couple, really highlights the incredible resilience. While she was navigating her own grief, she stayed a pillar for her family and a leader here on campus. The other nomination points to her evolution from student to true scholar, specifically with her work in hands-on research with the Embrace program and the way she solidified her goal of becoming a speech-language pathologist. She'll be starting graduate school this fall. I'm very proud of her. She's a student who is truly all in, whether she is serving as an RA, captaining the esports team, competing in track and field, acting as a peer leader, or working as a peer tutor, organizing extra study sessions for her classmates. Vic is someone this community relies on. She hasn't just benefited from her time at NEC, she has used it to forge character of remarkable strength. It is my distinct honor to introduce the winner of the Larry Taylor Student Transformation Award to Vic Johnson.
The following leadership award, throughout its tradition, has remained introduced by the same multi-phrasal sentence that I will now repeat and not deviate from. The Creative Arts Award is presented to the graduating senior having shown the greatest proficiency in creative arts, including art, drama, literature, and music. Will Veronica Shore please come forward?
Good evening. The Robert Peter Sylvester Award is presented to the graduating senior whose academic career has most exemplified philosophia, the love of wisdom. The student who will be receiving this award tonight is someone who has an indomitable spirit for the search for wisdom. Tonight's Peter Sylvester Award goes to Lucas Woods.
Good evening. I'm here to introduce the Art and Design Divisional Awards. The Art and Design Divisional Award is presented to the qualifying graduating senior having the highest grade point average in that division. Will Molly Errol please come forward to accept the award?
I'm honored to present the Art Award to Christopher Littlefield. Chris is someone that really pushes himself, that doesn't just make work, but asks questions. He takes risks, and he puts in the work and the time. He's often the first one in the studio, and one of the last ones to leave the studio. He goes the extra mile. For an example, when asked to do 9 prints, he did 22. So like that type of investment, especially as a sophomore, really shows his work ethic and his willingness to put in that effort. I can't say enough words about Chris, and when we have him in the class, he really uplifts the whole class with his voice and with his critiques to his peers. And Chris, if you can come up here.
Hi, everyone. All right, so last year I tried to read my speech off my phone, and I could barely see anything the entire time. Thank you. And so this year I'm using old-fashioned note cards, and I wrote everything in giant, bold letters. So if I say things like it's written, I'll be screaming. But I'll stick to the script this time. So, all right. So I'll get all the usual things you usually say about, an outstanding student out of the way. Aside from having great hair, this student always brings a lot of positive energy to class. Always works incredibly hard in their assignments. And, since I've known them, they've been a great ambassador for the division, always getting involved in events across campus. So aside from that, 2 major things that really jump out to me about this student. They really understand that illustration is a very, very collaborative process. Often you have to work with a team of people who all bring their own set of expertise to the table, and you have to put trust in those abilities of those people and their opinions. And this student really gets that. Having them in critiques is almost like having another professional in class. They're never abrasive, they're only constructive, and they have a tendency to see every piece as a puzzle, always focusing on how to make each piece better, regardless of who it belongs to. So this student, is always willing to help other students, and in developing that critical eye, that's only helped their work improve more and more over the past 3 years. So the second thing that I wanted to bring up is this student has a very, very clear vision of what they want their work to communicate visually. And I have to say, it can be kind of humbling at times for me. I'll give them a critique, and they'll often try my suggestion. And sometimes it'll work, but sometimes they'll come back and expand on what I've suggested and come up with something that's way better than what I envisioned. And it's pretty amazing to see. So it's been great to see the students' unique voice evolve into something that's really starting to be fit for the career as an illustrator or as a designer. And I'm looking forward to see how their work will continue to develop in the years to come. So I'm honored to give this award out to Emerson Hammond.
Hello. The recipient of my award is not able to be here tonight, but I think that her praises deserve to be sung anyway, and so here I go. She came into our theater department with zero experience participating in theater, zero zilch. She just knew she loved it, and she wanted to learn all she could, and that's the kind of curiosity that every teacher dreams of. Since then, she's been a soundboard operator, a lighting board operator, a stage manager, a performer. This semester, she was a director. She always carries with her positivity, good humor, and a willingness to try anything. She's also the president of the Grimm's Theater Club, which this year was awarded the Phoenix Award for its revitalization. She stepped up mid-year to fill a vacancy, and with her busy schedule as an ambassador, she still has kept the club moving forward into this new Phoenix era. I'm lucky I still get her for another year, where together with our other rising third and fourth years, she's going to be a part of an incredible student leadership of the future, and I can't wait to see what she does next. And the winner of this award is Amari Gatling.
Hello? There we go. Sorry. The Humanities and Education Divisional Award is presented to the qualified graduating senior having the highest grade point average in that division. Will Lucas Woods please come forward to accept this award?
I have a microphone? Right on the podium. Right. Do you hear me? Do I need to pick it up? Oh, I need to pick it up. Okay. All right. Got it. This year's recipient of the Creative Writing Award goes to a student who has shown exemplary talent as a writer, a deep reader, an exceptional and intuitive thinker, but has also shown up for the community. In the last 3 years, she has been on the editorial team and a contributor to the Henniker Review. She's been a member and now president of Ravens and Writers, not to mention her leadership in the larger NEC community as a role of peer leader. I mean, she's got a list, it's unbelievable. And I've had the great pleasure of having her as a teaching assistant in my dystopian literature class this semester. To be a professional creative writer, someone who will leave here and go on to publish novels and essays, poetry, critical theory, you must clearly have a love of language and stories. But you also have to show up and do the work. And those of us who have chosen a life rooted in the creative arts can attest to the tenacity it takes to sustain such a life. Jana Reed has consistently shown up, and she's done the hard work. And we are so pleased that she is this year's recipient of the Creative Writing Award. Yeah, there's no easy way to get up here. Do we get a picture? Oh, we get a picture.
The CJ Student of the Year Award is given to a student in our program who has demonstrated academic excellence and distinguished themselves in the classroom and through campus involvement. This year's recipient has been both a CJ major and a Homeland Security minor and a member of our CJ Honors chapter of Alpha Phi Sigma. This award recipient has earned a cumulative 3.91 GPA. Hailing from Miami, Florida, this student has excelled in the classroom and as an athlete, being a member of the women's wrestling team, where she served as a co-captain. During her 4 years at NEC, she consistently impressed both full-time and adjunct faculty with her academic ability, her polite and professional demeanor, and her dedication to be the best student she could be. An example of this is last fall in my constitutional law class. She participated as an oralist in the moot court competition. This year's award goes to Camarina Tejeda. Felicie Dadez Cowie. How was that? That was pretty good? Pretty good, very good. You did great, Humphrey.
Good evening. It is an honor to present this award on behalf of the Education Department. We have chosen to give this award to a student that goes above and beyond in all aspects of his work, demonstrating a deep commitment to their teaching profession. I had the privilege of mentoring and observing this student throughout their culminating clinical student teaching experience. His dedication to becoming a successful educator was evident not only in the quality of his instruction, but in the care and intentionality he put into creating engaging lessons for his students. He would actively seek clarity and feedback in order to develop his practice, even if he was already told it was perfect. This student stands out in his willingness to support and uplift those around him. When working with his students, he is aware of their individual learning needs, strengths, and weaknesses. He takes these ideas into consideration when planning to accommodate all types of learners with a learning experience tailored to them. Additionally, he generously shares his ideas, examples, and strategies with his peers, serving as a role model to many. Through this collaboration and support, he demonstrates his natural ability to teach and guide others. This student exemplifies the qualities of an outstanding educator through his passion, leadership, and strong desire to improve, to make the best impact on his future students. I am confident that he will continue to inspire his peers and students throughout his teaching career. It is with great pleasure that I present this award to Lucas Woods.
Got the right one first. Boy, this brings back memories. Me with a microphone in my hand and the president staring at me, thinking, oh God, what's he going to say this time? Nothing unusual. Normally, annually, we come up with an award for the leading person, the leading student in history. It's tough every year because, usually there's more than one senior and usually more than one person that's very, very deserving of an award, but then I, and I alone, have to make that tedious decision all on my own, me, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, my other friends, Johnny Walker. It took us a while, but we finally came up with a name. The person I refer to this evening normally would be a senior, and strangely enough, is. He seems to have been here a long time, but then again, he disappeared for a while. I didn't know where he was. Well, yeah, I did. He was in Japan. He's a world traveler. He's done a great job. I don't see him here tonight, which means he's probably sitting in the library still working on his thesis. Or he's home in bed sick because he was too sick to come in to be my TA yesterday. So, sick or not, working or not, he's very deserving of this award and has already been admitted to a graduate program in China. Free ride over there, people. They give you room, board, and free tuition for 3 whole years. So, if you're thinking about how am I going to go to grad school and you're not going to stay here, then think China. This piece of information has not been paid for by the People's Republic of China in any way, shape, or form, nor did they make this offer of me saying this if they admitted. Tonight's recipient of the History Award, Mr. Blake Call. Keep Scott, thank you. Now I'm going.
I don't know how to follow that. So I'm here to present the Integrated Studies in Philosophy and Literature Award. Integrated Studies in Philosophy and Literature is what they call a discovery major. And that just means that most people do not come to college thinking about majoring in philosophy. I was one of them, actually. But if you're lucky, you end up in a course that awakens you to the perennial questions that humans have asked since the beginning. And the beauty of an integrated studies in literature and philosophy is it brings those questions into living form through great literature. So being able to read great literature and to see in that how people live through these really existential challenges that humans have faced from time immemorial, that is really an awakening. And many times we don't realize how hungry we are for thinking about, reflecting on, and you can't really answer the questions, but being able to understand the questions and what it means to be a human in this time, in this place, and to face great challenges. And we can learn how to do that through great literature. The student who's going to be receiving this award tonight, I'm very pleased to be able to give this award to this student, in part because I'm not sure they realize just how finely tuned their insight is into the questions and into the understandings that can come from reflecting on those through literature. One professor wrote of them that they are a deeply thoughtful analyst of texts. They have a talent for finding a single thread in complex material and developing it into clear, compelling insight. My own experience is that I was really struck by observing a mind, and this happens sometimes, not often, but you can actually see a mind begin to move into the material and to be able to look out and connect that material to a moment in time that actually resonates with the moment in time that you are in. This award is being given for work accomplished, and it is given for the potential, and I hope, the great hope of work to come. And I don't mean a career in philosophy and literature, but I mean a continued pursuit of those questions and a deep longing to understand. I'm very happy to give this award to Carmela Goodwin.
Hello again. One of my all-time favorite quotes is from Willie Unsold, who was a mountaineer who climbed Nanda Devi in the Indian Himalayas. Risk is at the heart of all education. I truly feel that anytime we embrace an educational pursuit, we take a risk. We take a risk to share our ideas, to share our views, to share our opinions, and hope that they land with others with grace for a conversation that has a dialogue. In outdoor education, not only do we share those opinions and those risks, but we also have to measure and adjust and judge terrain, the skills, sometimes the physics, sometimes the competence of our members in our team, and sometimes our own leadership. Risk is also daring. It is daring to view things differently. But as you become true to yourself, you become more willing to take these risks. You become more confident. Your efficacy is there. And when you match that, you become vulnerable, and then you become stronger. The person who receives the Outdoor Education Award for Academic Excellence did just this. She left her previous institution because she realized what she was studying or where she wasn't for her. And she took a risk to pursue a passion that really lit a fire. The student is exactly who she is, whether you are in the classroom teaching her, whether you're talking to her, whether you are on the field with her. She is exactly who she is in any one of those situations. In the middle of Kennedy Meadows, as we were on our search for water, there may have been a search for water, this student was getting ready to teach their lesson, and in so wanting to do it right, she looked at her notes and nearly sprained her ankle. You did. You did, and it was fine. Simply a rock star when it comes to taking risks to share opinions and discussions, whether it's about Dewey or the work that she's working or the work that she's researching. Whether it's, I can hear the giggles, whether it's learning the Fibonacci sequence so that she can teach an art lesson in class, or learning about ephemeral art so she can guide her students. She's really just who she is. And so another quote comes to mind, and it's weird that I think of quotes, but Cecily Skog, who I love dearly, she's a Norwegian mountaineer, and she's also done a solo trans-Antarctic sled or ski, unsupported. Her quote that I love and fits this person so dearly is, "You should not sneak after your dreams. You should grab them with both hands and hold them tight and try to live them." And this is exactly what this student does. Every day, in every class, she is who she is. She has found her passion. Congratulations, Christina Manzi.
Good evening, Grimms. Folks, let me get straight to the point. It's my honor, and there goes the surplus microphone. It's my honor and privilege to present the 2025-2026 Outstanding Student in Politics Award to Veronica Schur. Now, before she comes up here, I can't let her off the hook without bloviating a bit about why she's so deserving of this award. First of all, Ronnie works hard. She works smart, but she works circles around many of her peers and myself in numerous, with multiple majors in the different projects she's working on, campus initiatives, student government, and as my teaching assistant this semester. The one thing is, you'd never know this, because she humbly avoids the limelight, offers nothing but encouragement and the occasional tough love to her peers, and is willing to avoid receiving credit at the expense of seeing things done at the premium level. Second, sorry, that was the inside joke, but Ronnie is flat out one of the most outstanding students I've taught in my 12 years doing this full time. She's challenged me to become a better professor over the last 4 years by pushing me to think more clearly about the way I teach my courses, the way I set my expectations, the way I write some of my assignments. And her passion for learning makes her classmates even better students as well. Third, I had more enjoyment and intrigue reading her senior thesis than I have encountered during my time teaching undergraduates, titled Jesus and Politics, America's Pastime. I can only say that she omitted the third part of the American Trinity, football, but I know she'll correct that in the eventual published version. Lastly, Ronnie has survived 2 week-long grits-filled trips to Tennessee and Mississippi with me for our Politics of the Civil Rights Movement course. She's helped guide the course, teach our students in this year's iteration, and never lets us down when it comes to being even more prepared than her instructor. In conclusion, Mississippi civic leader and podcaster David Olds had the following to say when I told him she was about to receive this award. David says that as a born and reared Southerner who rarely crosses the Mason-Dixon line, Ronnie was, believe it or not, my first exposure to an actual New Englander. I was immediately impressed with her charm, her wit, and her passion to serve, her intellect, her determination, and the quest to make this a better world. I'm very proud to know her, and I'm glad that she's receiving this award. That was from David. So thank you, Ronnie, for having an impact on this college, on myself, and everybody who knows you. My friends, let's congratulate Ronnie Shore.
Thank you. So, the Management Divisional Award is what we're about to share. It is with great pleasure to recognize Jacob Racina as this year's recipient of the Management Divisional Award, presented to the qualified graduating senior with the highest GPA in the division. This honor reflects not only academic excellence, but also discipline, maturity, and a commitment that defines truly exceptional students. Jacob has distinguished himself from outstanding academic achievement and remarkable personal strength and independence. In addition to speaking 3 languages, he's been living on his own in the U.S. for several years. That experience has helped shape this resilience, self-discipline, and quiet confidence he brings to everything he does. As a student athlete and graduating senior, Jacob represents the very best of the management division. He has balanced his many responsibilities with grace and determination, setting a powerful example for others. This fall, he will continue his journey at NEC in the MS in Data Science and Analytics program, and we are proud to celebrate his many accomplishments with this well-deserved award.
Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to let you know that I am a very selfish person. I want to touch the life of everybody, and I want to live an immortal life. Unfortunately, biologists tell me that is not feasible. So I chose the next best alternative. Teaching people, passing a piece of me to them. And when I see some of my students get what I'm saying, I see the star in their eyes, and I know I have connected. I know I have booked myself for another few years, even though my physical body might not be here. I will be there through the student. The student that we have tonight winning the accounting award is one of those people. I would love to have a classroom filled with people like this individual, 100 of them, because then that means I can live 100 times over. This student is an athlete, engaged in campus activities. In classroom, he brings the level of class a couple of notches up by asking questions and elevating the discussion. I don't think he is here today, but because he had an away game, but his name is Joris Hust Vodkat. Thank you all. Thank you.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to present the Business Administration Award in recognition of leadership, initiative, and generosity he has shown throughout his time at New England College. He is someone whose presence has made a meaningful difference, not only throughout what he has accomplished, but throughout the way he has supported those around us. One specific memorable example is his leadership during a recent trip to New York City, including that visit with Regency Group. He did an exceptional job managing the details throughout the experience. But what stood out even more was he anticipated the needs of the club members and faculty advisors at every step. His calm thoughtfulness and help the experience be much more smoother than every member thought it would be. Dr. C sends you a message. She mentions your commitment for excellence makes you deserving of this recognition. She looks forward to the impact that you're going to have in the business world. From my point of view, he was my student, and one of the things that I noticed was his discipline, and discipline is how I measure how your dreams will become reality. So, Jacob, Resina, please come collect your award.
So, the Computer Information Systems Major Award. we give to Devin Hamilton. Devin represents the qualities that define an exceptional student in the technology field: focus, creativity, discipline, intellectual curiosity, and confidence to keep pushing himself to learn more. A CIS major and business admin minor, Devin has approached his academic work with both purpose and ambition. He has taken NEC graduate classes to further challenge himself, and he has intentionally built a broad understanding of the field through coursework in cybersecurity, CIS, and business. His studies have ranged from database management and website design to Python programming, reflecting both technical skill and genuine interest in understanding the many dimensions of this discipline. Devin is a valued part of the NEC community. Today, we are proud to recognize his hard work, growth, and achievement. Please join us in congratulating Devin Hamilton, this year's recipient of this Computer Information Systems Major Award. But wait, there's more. All right, the Cybersecurity Award. It is truly a pleasure to present the Cybersecurity Major Award to Quillen Bowman. Quillen is a senior, a student athlete, and a valued member of the men's ice hockey team who has made a strong impression throughout his academic effort, his character, and the thoughtful way he approaches both learning and leadership. As a cybersecurity major with a CJ minor, Quillen has consistently looked for ways to grow beyond the standard path. He has pursued professional training such as CompTIA Security Plus and Project Plus, and has taken graduate coursework, including Introduction to AI, to broaden and deepen his understanding of cybersecurity and the wider technology landscape. Quillen is the kind of person who makes a positive difference in his community. He is intellectually curious and reflective about his future. Next year, he will continue his journey in NEC's MBA program. It has been a genuine pleasure to get to know him over the years. He carries a wisdom that will serve him well in all that lies ahead. Please join me in congratulating Quillen Bowman, recipient of the Cybersecurity Major Award.
Good evening. What a distinguished group of students we have here. It's my pleasure to present this year's Outstanding Sport and Recreation Management Student Award to someone who, quite honestly, I can say, because I don't see a lot of my students here, but the ones that are here will agree, she made this pretty easy for us, right? Yeah, okay. The award is presented to Aurora Gutierrez Macias. Aurora is the kind of student every program hopes for and every professor quietly worries about because she's going to make you have to work. Aurora has done it all. She's been a coach, a camp director, a conference leader, a practicum student working directly with our athletic director, and has found time to work in live broadcast production. Somewhere in there, she also managed to maintain an incredibly strong GPA as a four-year captain and varsity volleyball starter. Aurora represented New England College at the conference level through SAC, contributed to GNAC's rebranding efforts, and even competed internationally in Greece. So yeah, she's been busy. But what really stands out about Aurora isn't just the resume, it's the way she leads. She brings energy, accountability, and genuine care for the people around her. And that's the kind of impact that will last well beyond college. And just to prove that the rest of the world agrees with us, Aurora has recently received an unsolicited offer as a graduate assistant in volleyball at Northern State University. If you're asking yourself, yes, that is in South Dakota, so she might be certifiable. Which means Aurora will be leaving New England, but clearly not slowing down anytime soon. Aurora, we're incredibly proud of you. You've set a high standard for what this award represents. Congratulations on being named Outstanding Sport and Recreation Management Student.
So it's my honor, thank you Trish, for giving me the honor of presenting this year's Nursing and Health Professions Divisional Award. It's presented to a qualifying graduating senior having the highest grade point average in that division. This student has an impressive 4.0 GPA average. It's very rare to see a 3.8, even a 3.9. I think in my 18 years of teaching, I've never seen a 4.0, so you should be very proud. This year's recipient is Lakshmi Prasanna Kodapalli. The second award in nursing goes to a student with outstanding academic achievement. Her nursing faculty chose her based on that she is a hard worker, she's a strong role model for her peers, she is kind and empathetic to everyone that she meets, she is very resilient, and she is going to make a fantastic nurse. Would Ariel Chapman please come forward?
All right, we're almost there. It's the last division. Science, Health, and Exercise. So the Science, Health, and Exercise Division Award is presented to the qualified graduating senior having the highest grade point average in that division. Will Christopher Shagnon please come forward?
What's up, NEC? Come on, get it in there. All right, it's my sincere pleasure to present the Award for Excellence in Biology. This year's recipient is, I don't say this lightly, truly a force of nature. They are double majoring in biology and criminal justice, minoring in community mental health, and participates in NEC's honors program. And despite this immense academic workload, this student has earned a cumulative GPA that puts them in the top 10% of all students across all majors at our institution. They are a scholar. Additionally, this student is actively involved within our community. They have served as a peer leader. They are a resident advisor. They are a student ambassador. They are the president of the Criminal Justice Club and the new president of Tri Beta, the National Biological Honor Society. And they are a former member of the women's rugby team. They are a leader. And to round things out, tonight's recipient has conducted cutting-edge research supported by the National Science Foundation through the New Hampshire LIFT program, as well as the National Institutes of Health through the New Hampshire INBRE program. They have built capacity to use environmental DNA, metabarcoding, and bioinformatics to study food webs and freshwater aquatic ecosystems, as well as monitor for invasive species. The student has been invited to present their research thesis at the Lake Sunapee Protective Association this Thursday evening, where they will be speaking with research scientists, scholars, and community members from outside of the NEC community. On top of all that, they have been integral in building, monitoring, and maintaining seagrass microcosms in my lab, as well as training the next generation of students interested in becoming involved with this ongoing research. They are a budding research scientist. I would be remiss if I did not mention the student's incredible personality and pleasant demeanor. One anecdote, they saved me and my family at a tumultuous border crossing in Botswana recently, single-handedly. More on that later if you're inclined. They are always positive, helpful, patient, and professional, except when conducting bioinformatics. I've never seen someone work in a tapestry of profanity, much like artists work in oils. It's impressive, but bioinformatics will bring the devil out of anybody. They are a sterling human being. With all that said, I ask that you please join me in extending a heartfelt congratulations to Natalia Gonzalez.
Good evening. I'm presenting the award for biotechnology. This year's winner has pioneered some groundbreaking science in my research lab, asking questions like, what kind of genes can we mutate? She made a library of mutants in this theater. I kid you not. Yeah, we were kicked out of the science building. Oh, okay, you don't want to talk about the library mutants? Okay, don't worry, theater students, it's all right, it's all safe. And screened thousands of mutants. In addition to that, she's been devoted to keeping worms alive in our lab for about a year now, yes. This year she submitted a paper for publication, and we're waiting for that paper to be published. She's an RA, an active member on campus. She serves as the historian for Tri Beta. She's a quiet leader. She's presented her work at the Boston Bacterial Meeting last year, and this year she's giving an oral presentation at the Eastern New England Biology Conference this Saturday. The winner this year is known affectionately as Jelly. And so, Angelica, come on up and receive your award. Yay.
It's my honor to present the inaugural Community Mental Health Award on behalf of
Professor Kathy Simon, who couldn't be here tonight. Unfortunately, the award winner couldn't be here as well, but again, she's definitely worth celebrating. So Maisie Barker's journey has been remarkable to witness. When we first met, she was quiet and reserved, often holding back her voice. Over time, she has grown into someone who shares her thoughts with confidence and clarity. During her co-op experience, she has excelled in the field, demonstrating not only strong clinical skills, but also genuine compassion, professionalism, and a deep commitment to the work of mental health support. She has shown that she is not only prepared for this field, but that she truly belongs in it. It is especially meaningful to recognize Maisie as the first graduate of our CMH program. She has set a high standard for those who will follow, and it has been an honor to be a part of her journey. Please join me in congratulating Maisie.
For the Environmental Studies Department, I'd like to recognize the contribution of Kaylee Villagomez. I don't think she's here tonight, though. But Kaylee transferred to us from Kansas. I know at some point in the future when she leaves and she'll be talking about her experiences here, probably my response will be, well, you're not in New Hampshire anymore. So with this, Kaylee is the kind of student that really improves the classroom, as many of you that are here tonight have been recognized for what you do. It's wonderful to be able to work with a student who loves to learn and really appreciates the experiences and takes advantage of the opportunities that are on campus here. So overall, she does a very good job. The thought that stuck out in my mind, though, was last December, I think it was, right at the end of the semester, we had a cold snap. And I remember her commenting saying, boy, I'm not used to this kind of cold weather. And at the time I was thinking, well, winter is coming and just wait and see in terms of what's going to happen in your future in the next few months. For that, it's very clear she's going to be successful in terms of the career she pursues. She excels in the classroom, she excels in the lab, and overall she just makes a difference being there and helping and being enthusiastic for the work that she's doing. Thank you.
I'm back to introduce the Health Science Award. I really do feel fortunate to have both the Biotechnology Award winner and the Health Science Award winner working in my lab. This year's winner is a student athlete. She came to my office and said, Lori, I'm Pilgrim of the Week. And so I went, okay, all right. Okay, Mackenzie. If you know Mackenzie, I had to look up the Pilgrim of the Week. So I've seen her play basketball. And then I looked to see what her position she plays on the lacrosse field. And the position she plays is attack. And if you know Mackenzie, the word attack is very appropriate. She attacks her academics. In my research lab, she has been working on isolating an antibiotic from a new species. She's stellar. She's an EMT. She aspires to go to medical school. I don't know if you've heard this, but it's really hard to get into medical school. I don't say things confidently, but I know that Mackenzie is going to go to medical school. I know that she'll be a medical doctor because she is stellar. Congratulations, Mackenzie, on this year's Health Science Award. There goes the reveal. Sorry about that.
All right. Hi, everyone. So it is my pleasure to present this year's Kinesiology Award.
This year's recipient really represents what we hope students take away from this program. I love having this student in class. Throughout their time in our courses, they have demonstrated curiosity, professionalism, and a strong interest in understanding how exercise science concepts apply in real-world settings. They're also the student that, like, when you look out while you're lecturing, they're like nodding along, and it's really affirming, and you feel really good about yourself. It's really nice. In addition to their academic work, the student has balanced the demands of athletics while continuing to grow as a future professional in the field. Even more impressive, they've already begun their master's degree while completing their bachelor's, which speaks to their work ethic and commitment to their future career. They hope to be a PE teacher one day, which is a very important role, helping our young people build confidence in movement and develop habits that can positively impact their health for the rest of their lives. They do more than just organize games, in case you didn't know. They also help students learn how to move well, feel comfortable being active, and maybe even convince people that running the mile isn't that bad. The student has consistently demonstrated leadership skills, dedication, and a genuine interest in helping others improve. They show the patience and positivity that are essential for someone who will one day be explaining the rules of a game for the third time, while also reminding students to stop throwing things at each other. We are very proud of everything this student has accomplished and are excited to see the impact that they will have as an educator, coach, and role model. The recipient of this year's Kinesiology Award is Chris Shagnon.
So there are many ways to leave a lasting impression. One way can be loud, fleeting, and lacking depth. Another can be more quiet, yet full of substance and consistency. This psychology student has chosen the latter over the last couple of years by showing up day in and day out in ways that lead to sustained success and happiness. Sometimes it's not easy to be consistent, being present, chatting it up with peers before and after class, and in-class discussions, especially when facing the usual periodic challenges that are inherent in the learning process, like integrating seamlessly or seemingly endless feedback from Alex and I on your writing, with no complaints. Yet this student has developed these positive habits, and her ability to view challenges as opportunities has led to a resilience that has served her well during her time at NEC. Not only has this student continuously shown up and done exceptional work for herself, but she's shown up for her peers as well. While we are looking forward to seeing this student on campus for one more year, we're sad that they've completed all their psych requirements and won't be in class with us. The Psychology Award goes to Trinity Brown.
Good evening, everyone. The President's Graduate Student Award is presented to the most outstanding student completing a graduate degree in the Graduate Studies program. This year's winner from the Data Science and Analytics program is Shraddha Sujane. In my current role, I'm more used to getting envelopes than giving envelopes. So, well, now the part that we've all been waiting for, and I want to begin with just saying thank you. Today has been an amazing day. I got to see some amazing presentations by our students, sophomores, juniors, seniors, really fantastic stuff. And there's a lot of folks that made today happen. And so if you are part of the organizing committee led by Dr. Nuka, please rise and be recognized. Thank you. And of course, the folks that are always sort of the unsung heroes that quietly work behind the scenes, the folks like Kim Erickson. Kim, are you still here? Okay. The Hollies. I know one of the two Hollies are here. Austin is here. Austin, thank you for all you do. And of course, Dr. Pat Corbett, our VPAA. Thank you, Pat. So now closing remarks fall to me, and I have been so inspired by Jim Walsh's remarks. Well, let's see what just happens. Good evening, everyone. What a remarkable night for New England College. Tonight, we celebrate not just achievement, but commitment. The kind of commitment that doesn't show up on a transcript, but shows up in the long nights, the difficult choices, and the quiet determination to keep going. Something Dr. Vitti talked about, to keep pushing forward. To our award recipients, you have distinguished yourselves in ways that inspire this entire community. You have set a standard, not just of excellent outcomes, but of effort. There's a phrase often used by the U.S. Navy SEALs, quote, "The only easy day was yesterday." It's a powerful reminder that growth, achievement, and greatness are never accidental. They are earned day by day, by choosing the harder path, by leaning into challenge rather than away from it. And tonight, what we celebrate in you is not that things were easy, but that you rose when they were not. At New England College, we believe in preparing students not just for the world as it is, but for the world as it demands you to be, resilient, thoughtful, and ready. Your success tonight is evidence that you are doing exactly that. But let me offer one thought as you leave this ceremony. This is not a finish line. May the 1st, May the 2nd, graduation day is not a finish line. They are signals. Signals that you are capable of more. That tomorrow's challenges will call you forward again. And that you are ready to answer. So celebrate this moment. You've earned it. And then get ready for tomorrow. Because if you continue to embrace that mindset, that yesterday was the easy day, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. Keep striving, keep questioning, keep growing. The world needs you. And always know this college is proud of you. We believe in you, and we can't wait to see what you'll do next. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and thank you for making New England College so proud. Have a great evening.